Oh boy, I always get heat for stuff like this, but let's get into it anyway. The main reason we scalp a lawn is to remove the dead, dormant debris left over from the season before so we can get off to a fresh start in the spring and wake the grass up. It's really a simple process. It only requires a little common sense and a battle with your allergies, which I am deep into right now as it's the day after I did mine. First, set your mower deck as low as it can go. Second, mow your lawn and collect all the clippings. Bag the debris in a lawn and leaf bag. A chute to hold the bag up like this one will make your life a lot easier. Lastly, get rid of the clippings. Some cities have services that will pick them up on the same day as your trash. For others, you might have to take them to a bulk waste drop-off site, or you can find someone who will gladly take the material for a compost pile. It's really that easy. But like with many other things online, it has grown legs over the years and added steps that really don't do much to benefit the process and only muddy the waters. I suppose some of those are just to bolster someone's lawn authority, while others just don't make sense for the average homeowner simply wanting a better lawn, like setting your grass on fire. When we scalp in the spring, we're opening the soil up to the sun, airflow, and nutrients it needs to warm up and promote new growth for another season. In my opinion, if we're scalping for any other reason than that in the spring, we're missing the mark. But it's spring. My neighbor already did. I'll get behind. The guy on YouTube in Texas has too. Those are all horrible reasons. The scalping process will look pretty much the same for all of us, but the timing won't. You should wait until after your area's typical last frost or freeze date for the year. You can get a general idea of when that is online. Mine is around April 15th. When I see a long-range forecast without any freezing temperatures in it, leading up to and following the target date, I know it's go time and I'll knock it out during the first free weekend I have. If you scout too early, you leave any new grass popping up vulnerable to a frost or freeze still to come. Sure, there's always a chance that a crazy late cold snap could occur after the usual date, but at least I can rest easy knowing that I waited as long as I reasonably should and am content with what might happen. And unlike a lot of people, I'm okay waiting a little longer for this next reason. I want my grass to green up fast.
You sure about that?
Be careful what you wish for. You might want to think about that a little longer, or you may end up regretting it. If that's really important to you and your goal is to be the first green lawn on the block, then this might be a good reason for you, but it's not for me. I'm only competing against myself and nobody else. Don't get me wrong, I like mowing just as much as the next guy or gal, but I think there's a time and place for everything. The sooner your grass gets to growing, the sooner you'll be a mowing, and that can make for an awfully long year in the yard. I don't want to be burned out by August. A 6-month season stretching from mid-April to close to mid-October is plenty long enough for me. Now you may be wondering, April through October? What's up with that? Well, here comes the worst reason of all to scalp. You don't have bermudagrass. The reason my season runs through those months is because Bermuda is a warm season grass. Depending on where you're at, a cool season grass season could begin earlier and end later with a bit of downtime during the hottest part of summer. It's not to say that you can't scalp a cool season lawn. It's just typically considered a best practice for warm season turf like Bermuda or zoysia. There are a lot of tips floating around out there that may or may not apply to you. Sometimes it can be really hard to decipher which ones do and which ones don't. There's no reason to stress though if you're still trying to figure these things out. It's all part of the learning process. I remember when I became a first-time homeowner, my dad filled up a trash barrel of dormant grass clippings from my lawn in the spring. I had no clue what he was doing. It was the first I had ever heard of scalping, and my lawn enthusiasm just kind of took off from there. So if you don't know your grass type, the first thing you need to do before you do anything else in your lawn is identify that. I'll leave a link below to a video I did a couple years ago that will help you figure that out. Oh yeah, not a wrong reason, just a pro tip to pass along to you. Try not to scalp on a windy day. I realize that's a tall task in spring. I'm warning you though, a brisk breeze and all the grass clippings will really kick your